Hey everybody, so I'm here in Goodfellow Air Force Base here at AIT, and I thought I'd give you the next chapter of how my military experience is going. So without further ado, here's the video. So the first thing I want to talk about is that Goodfellow is after DLI, if you're Papa, but it is still AIT. So it is still, in that sense, a step down from DLI, if you will. Now, don't get me wrong here. It is definitely better than basic training, and that goes for all the Papas, the Novembers, the Sierras, the Fire Dogs that are here. It's definitely a step up from basic training. But that being said, it's definitely a step down from DLI. And if you're a Papa and you're coming here after DLI, it's going to be a little bit more rigid than what you're used to. First of all, here on base, the battle buddy system is always a thing. It's not like DLI where you can walk around by yourself if you're phase 5+. There's always battle buddies here. So it's, in that sense, it's just like basic training. Also, there'll be a lot more formations than you're used to at DLI. Although that's just a part of the Army, so I guess we'll just get used to that. But there were 4 formations a day when I got here. It's gone down since then, but there's definitely more than we had at DLI. We do ruck marches here at AIT, and while many units do that often anyway, we don't do that at DLI, so that will be something to get used to if you come from DLI. If you come from basic, then that's just fine for you. I mean, you've been doing that, so nothing to sweat about. There are also classes Monday through Friday, which is just like DLI in that sense, but if you're coming from basic training, if you're a November, or if you're a Fire Dog, or if you're a Sierra, that will take some getting used to. You're not going to be outside every day, all day. You're going to be in a classroom all day, every day. While we're on the subject, there are 4 Army MOSs that I've seen here, and that would be the Novembers, the Papas like myself, the Fire Dogs, which are 12 mics, and also the Sierras are coming. So 35 Sierra, 35 Papa, 35 November, and 12 mic. I've seen those 4 MOSs here. For most of the languages, the class has a much higher pass rate here. I don't know about Novembers, but for the Papas, most of the languages do have a much higher pass rate. So don't worry as much as you did at DLI. For the Air Force and for the Marine Corps, I don't know all of your codes, so I can't, just spit those out. But you'll have your linguists come here, your air and your ground linguist. You'll have your SIGINT guys come here, and all of your firefighters come here as well, the Fire Dogs. And I think the Air Force also has the weather guys here, the meteorologists. The phase system is very much still in effect. If you're coming from basic training, you will get phase 4 when you get here, and that is definitely a step in the right direction. And you can get up to phase 5+. If you're coming from DLI, you can get phase 5+ when you get here if you pass your PT test, which you will get probably the first week you're here. So make sure you can pass either an ACFT or an APFT, or bring your card with you, your APFT card, because that will also do the trick. Air Force, I've heard, has their own phase system here at Goodfellow, so they come here and you start at phase 1 and you get up to phase 3. Although if you're coming from DLI, they phased up pretty quick, so you're basically phase 3 a couple weeks after getting here. The Marine Corps also had some kind of phase system going on. They go from phases 1 through 4. But again, if you're coming from DLI, a lot of the guys have already phase 4 a couple weeks in, so I don't know how that works. If you're coming from basic training and you're in the Air Force and the Marine Corps, I'm going to guess it's like the Army, and it's like a couple weeks will get you to the next phase, which is phase 2 for you guys, and then 60 days will get you to phase 3 or phase 4 in the Marine Corps. If you're in the Army, you'll get here and you'll be in phase 4 pretty quick, and then just make sure you can pass the phase test, and then hopefully within 30 days you'll be phase 5, and then hopefully within 60 days you'll be phase 5+. So phase 4 means you can get your phone back. That's the biggest thing you get back in phase 4. That's after the duty day is over, of course, but it's not locked up like in basic training. In phase 5, you can start to leave base on the weekends after duty day is over with the battle buddy. And in phase 5+, you don't have to be in uniform after the duty day is over. You don't have to go to night formations on the weekdays. You can go off post after the duty day is over. You just get treated better. Another thing to point out is that here we're at, I would say, medium altitude. We're almost 2,000 feet. So if you're coming from DLI or anywhere that's not altitude at all, anywhere really low altitude near sea level, then you're gonna feel it when you start running here. So if you're cutting it close to your PT score on the run right now, and you're coming here in the near future, I would definitely bump that up, because most people here will lose at least a minute off their run time when they come here, because it's just, there's less oxygen, it's just harder to breathe. Also, the temperature fluctuates here. I've had it as low as 24 on our PT test. In the summer, it hit over 100 pretty regularly. So it is, I wouldn't say extreme weather, but it does fluctuate a lot more than DLI especially. It's definitely going to affect you. So I would make sure you have some wiggle room in your run, especially when you get here. Also on this base, we start using our clearance. So if you haven't gotten your clearance yet, you will wait. You will be on casual status, because we do go in a skiff, we do secret things now, and from now on in our careers, that will come into play. So I can't talk about anything we do in class, and you won't be able to either. One of the biggest benefits of being on an Air Force base is the DFAC, because they have the best DFACs of all the branches. Sorry, Marine Corps. Air Force wins that one. Also on this base, they have a bowling alley, they have a movie theater, they have an event center, and basically another event center. There's a lot of cool things to do on this base. We also have San Angelo nearby, and while it might not be Monterey, it is a pretty cool town. It does have a lot of things to do and a lot of good food. So once you get up there in the phases, you can go explore San Angelo, and it's just right there. It's not super far away from base, so catch an Uber, catch a bus, bring your car, and go explore that. Also in San Angelo, there's lots of sheep, not actual sheep, like sheep statues. And evidently it used to be a big sheep town, and now it's not. So that's my basic intro on Goodfellow. I'll talk about more points later in later videos, but I hope you like this video, and let me know what questions you have. Bye.